Now, I did not think that the UFC media members could screw this up once again, but here we are. The UFC media members have once again proven how incompetent they are because they cannot hype up a press conference if their lives depended on it. This press conference had so much build-up material between Magomed Ankalaev, Alex Pereira, and even the other light heavyweights on the card, like Yuri Prohaska and Khalil Rountree, who barely got any questions. Yet, for some reason, once again, this press conference was incredibly dead. All right. We're going to start off with the first question right off the bat. Now, I don't necessarily think it's the media member's fault because it's a great question, considering what Magomed Ankalaev had to post on Twitter. All right. He talked about how he has something to say to every light heavyweight on this card. And you could say this was from Ali Abdelaziz, but then again, uh, Ali Abdelaziz slash Magomed Ankalaev typically don't post these types of things for every press conference. So I'm thinking, oh, he must have something really important to say. But I don't think Magomed Ankalaev was really prepared for that. I think either A, this prompt was written by Ali Abdelaziz, or B, Ankalaev just I don't know. He must have thought this was tough, but realistically, like I don't really care.
Мы хотим утвердиться, доказать всем, что кто здесь главный чемпион.
I want to prove everyone wrong and let people know that who's the real champion here.
Wow, what a innovative answer right there. Now, to be fair, Magomed Ankalaev isn't the sole uh perpetrator of just giving us nothing burger answers. Alex Pereira Loki kind of did the same thing. But I'm be real, like I really believed that Magomed Ankalaev had something to say to every single one of these light heavyweights. He could have talked about how Alex Pereira has just been coping infuriatingly hard ever since he lost their first fight. He could have talked about how Yuri Prohaska is nothing but a fake samurai. You could have talked about how Khalil Rountree is basically a crybaby, but no, we got none of that. Instead, we just got, I want to prove everyone wrong and let people know who the real champion is. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't care. If this is like the best promotional material you had that you had to go through X, which you typically don't do just to tweet this out, like, what use are you in promoting a fight? All right, let's be real. There were some decent parts, I will say. This was when Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev were kind of going back and forth. They were talking about the results of the first fight, and I don't know, like it was okay. It was okay. Just have a listen real quick.
And now I'm here. I'm going to put a stamp on this on Saturday. Beat him again, and then all the questions will be answered.
Pô, eu tava no meu pior dia. Eu tava no meu pior dia e foi isso que ele conseguiu fazer.
I was on my worst day, and that's all he could do.
No sábado, o empresário dele não vai estar para ajudar.
Я сделал с тобой все, что захотел. То, что я хотел, я сделал с собой. Что еще нужно было сделать?
Sábado, o seu empresário não vai estar para te ajudar.
I did
On
to you
Saturday, your
whatever I
manager won't
wanted
be
to
there to
do.
help you.
There was nothing else I could do.
Ну хорошо, я как раз хочу
Hold on.
хочу доказать всем, что вот ты же говоришь, что ты сейчас готов. Давайте сделаем это. Я нападу на тебя вот как ненормальный. Мы это увидим.
Hey, the good thing is you're ready now, so we're going to see on Saturday. Don't say you
On Saturday, your manager won't be there to help you.
Chama.
Like, where's the rest of the translation? I'm sorry about this. Like, these media members, they can't even get their translations in correctly. Like, you clearly heard Magomed Ankalaev's translator, I guess, get cut off during the middle of his sentence, and we really didn't hear much of what Alex Pereira had to say. All right, I think there's just so much disconnect, not necessarily because they hate each other, but it's like also it's just like their translators, they just don't know how to navigate through this. All right, there just seems to be lack of chemistry in terms of like, you know, being cohesive. And it really shows not just in these two fighters, all right? I think these two fighters are just like, uh, I don't want to say passionately, but I feel like they're saying a lot more than whatever the translators are saying, especially the Russian translator. I low-key feel like he's been saying some absolute nonsense because Ankalaev's been going on for like 20 seconds, and the translator just summed up what Ankalaev said in 5 seconds. All right, I feel that the translators they're just not doing a good job. Every time the reporters who managed to ask good questions for once and stir up some drama, all right? It always gets botched by translators who just kind of half-ass things, all right? Or at least that's how I feel. I feel like they're half-assing it. I'm not entirely sure. But last but not least, we got the face-off, right? That's the last highlight of this 20 to 30-minute press conference for the main event at least. So that you can already tell how dead this press conference was. All right. You got these two guys facing off, and Alex Pereira, he had a quick message.
Eu não quero voltar pra borracharia.
All right. If these are the only highlights, though, all right, it's, it's not, this one wasn't bad, but like, what are we doing here? Like, we couldn't have got any sort of actual engagement with these two, like, or like four fighters in the light heavyweight division, I should say. Like, we couldn't get personal with any of them. I feel very disappointed about that, especially because all four of them have been publicly going at each other, at least through social media, over the last couple of months. Now, as for the co main event, I wish there was more as well. We could have talked about Corey Sandhagen's skits. We could have talked about Merab and like, oh, why do you all of a sudden hate Corey Sandhagen? But one thing I really like though, Merab, he seems to be improving his English and he's more concise with what he wants to say. And I can appreciate that because Merab is not technically uh, speaking his native language during this press conferences. All right, this is what he had to say about Corey Sandhagen when Sandhagen was like, "Oh, I think it'd be a bad idea if you strike with me."
Nobody give me any problems, even in striking. I fought Peter Yan, I fought Josie Aldo, I fought Sean O'Malley 2 times. Nobody can do shit. So I'm the GOAT, I'm the champion, and I will prove it again. Whatever fights will go, I'm ready, but my goal is to knock him out. So no.
It's very concise to the point. I can appreciate Marab for this, and he's showing that he's actually trying to promote these fights somewhat as like, oh, I'm the bantamweight GOAT, and he's just another stepping stone for my legacy. Right? There's nothing with that for the main event, though. Right? That's the big problem, and it could just be because the translators want to half-ass things. It could just be because these reporters aren't asking engaging questions. But I feel like these fighters are kind of saying a lot of things that these translators are either like blatantly skipping over or we're just getting dumb questions for like 20 minutes of like a 20-minute 5-minute press conference, right? These media members are simply incompetent. We need more engaging media members to ask some sort of crossover questions for once, and then maybe then we can get a good press conference for once. Please, UFC. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. Leave a comment down below what you guys feel about the UFC 320 press conference. Again, I feel like it was a major letdown considering all of the build-up material we had prior to this press conference because about 80 to 90% of it wasn't used. All right. Like, I'm not saying we had to go full on balls to the wall, like, make this like fucking McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather type of promo, but like, can we at least stir up some drama? Right? Instead of just saying Shama and no Shama, similar to like the first press conference. We want something new, we want something engaging, and it seems like with all the media members that the UFC are hiring, we're not going to get any of that because most of these media members are either incompetent or straight up have Down syndrome. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And other than that, though, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can get this channel monetized. But otherwise, I will see you guys later. Peace.